Is Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho grooming Suleiman Shahbal as the next governor for Mombasa County? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. And personally, I've been monitoring the steps being made by Suleiman Shahbal. And I can only conclude one thing, that the man is already laying an elaborate ground for his 2022 gubernatorial bid. But you see, the candidate Hassan Joho is grooming. Because from all indications, Suleiman Shahbal is doing everything possible to court the support of Hassan Joho.
Mimi mwanzo nataka kuchukua fursa hii kumshukuru Governor Hassan Joho na kumpongeza kwa mwito wake aliotoa Jamhuri Day, ambayo alipoalika wapinzani wake wote kukutana na kufanya kazi pamoja. Mombasa ni mji wetu sisi sote, na hata kama kwa kisiasa hatukubaliani, kuna ikhtilafu kidogo, lakini kwa binafsi mawazo yangu na mawazo yake na matumaini yangu na matumaini yake ni kuwa mji wetu na watu wetu wataendelea kimaisha.
And yesterday, Suleiman Shahbal also became the first individual to support the initiative by Hassan Joho to help provide food and waive rents to the residents of Mombasa County.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, I called the Governor, Hassan Ali Joho, to compliment him on taking a proactive role in dealing with the corona crisis. Many people have called for a complete shutdown and a complete lockdown. It's very easy to say this, but we have to recognize that there are some people who need to work on a daily basis to make their daily bread. And Governor Joho recognizes this and has launched a food program for the disadvantaged people who need help. And I compliment him because this is the first governor in Kenya to have done that. In Mombasa alone, there are at least 227,000 households that will require support. And it is our responsibility to try and help these people. The governor has called for this program. It will cost at least 700 million shillings. County government is contributing 200 million. National government and the private sector has to come up with the remaining 500 million shillings. Today, I pledged to the governor that I will take the lead in making sure that we raise the money necessary to do what we have to do for our people. Immediately, I called the managing director of Gulf African Bank, and he has agreed to support this effort. I will call on all our local and international friends to contribute to this noble endeavor. We have to ensure.
So Suleiman Shahbal is doing everything possible to court for the support of Mombasa governor. And for those who follow the politics of Mombasa very closely, just last week, Suleiman Shahbal hosted Raila Odinga at his residence in Mombasa. Why was he doing so? In my view, Shahbal was doing so because he understands that for you to win in Mombasa, you need the support of ODM party. And that's why he's courting Hassan Joho as the ODM party leader, deputy party leader, and also reaching out to Raila Odinga as the ODM party leader. And the mere fact that Shahbal held a meeting or hosted Raila Odinga, already people are talking about him defecting to the ODM party. But one person is going to play a key role in determining who is going to become the governor of Mombasa. That man is Hassan Joho. I'm saying so because of two reasons. Number one, Hassan Joho is the current governor of Mombasa. And being the incumbent governor, he already has the structure, having been there for the last 10 years. And he has people who really and fully supports him. So it's likely to determine who is going to be the next governor of Mombasa. And the second reason why I'm saying so is because for those who follow the ODM politics in Mombasa, Hassan Joho did something, immediately became the governor of Mombasa. Before Hassan Joho became the governor of Mombasa, ODM party was very vibrant in Mombasa with a clear structure, with one of the best offices in the country. The moment Joho took over, he dismantled that office. and personalize the politics in Mombasa around him, which was good politics for him. But by doing that, Hassan Joho killed the ODM structure in Mombasa. So today in Mombasa, ODM is basically Hassan Joho. And those who follow politics closely, you'll realize even in the last election, all candidates who are running on ODM ticket in Mombasa were running under the brand Hassan Joho, because Joho has created a brand Joho in Mombasa, or brand 001 in Mombasa, to an extent that any candidate who was running on ODM ticket had their images and those of Joho running concurrently. In Mombasa, all the billboards were not about ODM and Raila. They were about Hassan Joho and 001. So basically, Joho successfully created brand Hassan Joho. And that's why it's going to play a key role in determining who is going to become the governor of Mombasa. And that explains why Suleiman Shahbal is doing everything possible to court him. But who are likely to be his opponents? Before we go into the details about Suleiman Shahbal, already there are 6 people who are planning to contest for the gubernatorial seat. Number 1, there's Ali Mbogo. Ali Mbogo is the MP for Kisauni who won the seat on Wiper ticket. Ali Mbogo is a candidate of Jaffa, of the Green Bulk movement. He was his manager, and I think he was sponsored to contest in Kisauni, and he managed to win. And you know, Jaffa and Joho family are business rivals. So Jaffa is likely to fund again Ali Mbogo in his bid to become the next governor of Mombasa. But I don't think his chances are so high. But he's one of the candidates who are going to contest for the gubernatorial seat in Mombasa. The second candidate is Honorable Nasir, the member of parliament for Mvita, the son of the former cabinet minister, Sarif Nasir. And initially, most people had believed that this is the candidate Hassan Joho was going to front in 2022. But I no longer see them very close the way they used to be. And of course, Nasir has also created an image for himself. So probably he also has a chance if he decides to contest for the gubernatorial seat. So that's the second candidate. The third candidate is Hassan Omar. If you ask anybody prior to 2017 general elections, they would have told you that if Hassan Omar contested for the Senate in Mombasa, he would have easily retained the Senate. And then 2022, he would have also easily won the gubernatorial seat. But he contested for the governorship against Hassan Joho. And the mere fact that he contested on a party which was not ODM, to some extent, caused a lot of friction between him and ODM supporters. Because remember, in 2013, Hassan Omar contested on which party? Was it Wiper? Hassan Omar contested on Wiper against the ODM candidate for the Mombasa senatorial seat. And he ended up winning, beating the ODM candidate. So in 2017, most ODM supporters believed that Hassan Omar ought to have defected back to ODM party, defended his senatorial seat, and then 2022 would have been a walkover for him. But Hassan Omar decided to contest on Wiper, and then after that, he went to Jubilee, but he has now taken a low profile. Probably he's also scheming. But Hassan Omar is also another individual who has a high chance of becoming the next governor of Mombasa County. The fourth guy is Najib Balala. Najib Balala is the current cabinet secretary for tourism. Najib Balala is a former mayor for Mombasa and also a former member of parliament from Mvita. So as Najib Balala is already a name known in Mombasa. So if he will decide to contest for the gubernatorial seat, because already his name is being mentioned, then he also has a chance of becoming the next governor of Mombasa. Number 5, there is Mishi Mboko, the Likoni member of parliament, who became the first woman to be elected as a member of parliament in Mombasa. She has also declared that she's going to contest for the gubernatorial seat. I think her chances might be remote, but you can't rule out Mishi Mboko. And the last person is Katri Harun, who is the Speaker of the County Assembly of Mombasa. This guy was a project of Hassan Joho from day zero up to now. And most people thought that Hassan Joho was going to front him to be the next governor of Mombasa. I still don't know how strong he is on the ground, because personally I don't feel him. But still, you can't rule out anything in Mombasa. And now the last guy is Suleiman Shahbal. And Suleiman Shahbal, of all these people, is the only candidate who is already laying the ground for 2022 2022 gubernatorial seat. And is he going to win that seat? Let us look at the figures of the last election, how these guys performed. In the last election, we had 3 strong candidates in Mombasa. And of course, ODM party had upper hand based on that Mombasa is one of the stronghold. Hassan Joho in Mombasa got 219,000 votes. That was accounting to around 65% of the votes. That's overwhelming support. Then number 2 was Shahbal, who had 69,000 votes. And at number 3 was Hassan Omar, who had 43,000. So Shahbal got 69,000 votes against a strong ODM wave. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this is a guy who just needs now to play his politics right. As a matter of fact, Hassan Omar also got 43,000 votes. That's not easy to get in an ODM stronghold. And of course, you can explain how Shahbal got those percentage. In Mombasa, there's high population of the Kikuyu votes. They normally form, I think, is it 30% or 20-something percent? And that's the number which Shahbal got. Hassan Omar basically was voted mostly by Wiper supporters and those who are strong ODM supporter members who believe that Hassan Omar deserved a chance. So those were the realities on the ground. And I know Hassan Omar challenged the results in court because he believed the figures which were announced were not the true reflection of what he got. But in politics, there can only be one winner. So if you take those figures, it means Shahbal and Hassan already had 100,000 votes. So those 100,000 votes are people who are not satisfied with the leadership of Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho. So if Shahbal can retain some of his support, then he appeals to the ODM party. Let's say he will now defect to the ODM party. Then he will get the support of Joho, he gets the support of Raila Odinga. Then his chances of becoming the governor of Mombasa, in my view, are so high. And that explains why this guy is doing everything possible within his power to endure himself to Hassan Joho. And I'm repeating again, Hassan Joho is going to play a key role in determining who is going to be the next governor of Mombasa. Because apart from the 2 reasons I gave earlier, Hassan Joho is also likely to try to play national level politics. He would want to be someone like the coastal kingpin, just like Amason Kingi. So still, he's going to play a key role. And being an incumbent, it's also be very possible that he also might be having certain interests. Like for example, he would want in Nyali to have Saido, who is rumored to be his relative, to be the member of parliament there. To protect his interest, he would also want to have a few MCAs elected directly, but that will only be possible if he will determine who is going to win the ODM ticket. Because the moment someone will win ODM ticket already, they'll have 1 feet in what is the name of that office? In the Mombasa Gubernatorial office already. So in my view, I think Shahbal might be the candidate Hassan Joho is grooming. Remember, Hassan Joho is a streetwise guy, so he understands politics. He would not, also not want to front a candidate like he did in Nyali, and then that candidate is defeated at the ballot. He would want to support someone who has a chance of winning. And that's why I always tell my friends that Hassan Omar and Joho were very good friends. They worked very closely. And if things will continue the way they are, I'm sure Hassan Joho might even decide to go back and support Hassan Omar. Because in politics, everything is possible. There's nothing like permanent enemy in politics. In politics, everything is possible. So in conclusion, I want to believe that Suleiman Shahbal is the preferred candidate Hassan Joho is likely to support in 2022. But again, in politics, a lot of things can change. A lot of things can change. But who is Shahbal? Let me just give you a brief history of Shahbal. For those who don't know, Shahbal was born in where's the date of birth? Not very clear. But Shahbal is educated in the United States of America. He has a degree in business and finance. He's married and he has 4 children. He still serves as the managing director of Gulf Cup Group and Gulf Investment Limited. Shahbal has over 23 years experience in banking with large multinational and regional financial institutions. Shahbal previously worked at Bank Muscat, the largest investment and commercial bank in Oman. Basically, this is the guy who first gave Moses Kuria the serious consultancy work when he was in Oman. Shahbal served as the vice president of Citibank in the Middle East and Europe. He served as the chairman of the Gulf Africa Bank until 2012. He served as a director of Dalma Energy until June 2016. Mr. Shahbal is a member of the investment committee at Middle East division of Novati Group. Hey. He loves sports, traveling, networking, and current affairs. And personally, what I like about this guy is that he's also knowledgeable. So of all these people who are contesting, Shahbal and Hassan Omar, those are the guys who have the credentials when it comes to education, grasp of issues, and the rest. But politics, again, is dynamic. You can't tell. And again, a day in politics is a very long day. But if you ask me, if the people of Mombasa were to make a choice, I would ask them to choose Hassan Omar. I don't know what you think. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.